Good morning to everyone. It gives me a great pleasure and I feel it a great honor to be interacting with you on this platform. The last 5 years of my journey, there are 3 important events which transpired in the company that I worked, which I would like to share with you, the learnings which are there in those 3 events. The first event is the transformation of the company from a loss-making one to a profitable one. In 2019, when I joined the company, a lot of my colleagues told me, George, you're joining a sinking ship and there's no future for the company. Would you like to enter that company and start working? I said, I'm willing to take the risk. And here I realized and I felt that there is an opportunity. There's an opportunity in every seemingly difficult situation. You know, there was a difficult situation. The company was in losses and the morale was down, and I joined the company. I took the risk, and once I joined the company, now the question is, how do I move forward in the company? How do I gain the confidence of the people with whom I work? How do I implement some changes? How do I implement the strategy? Going forward, what should I do? How can I win the trust of the people? For any company to move forward, you need to win the trust of the people. But trust comes from 2 ingredients which I feel are basically transparency and fairness. If you are transparent and you are fair in how you communicate with the people or with the employees, I'm sure that you'll be able to win trust. So I started talking with the employees. I went down to the grassroots, spoke with the unions, spoke with the employees, the managers, the senior executives, and worked on the employee promotion policies, looked at the ways in which the employee well-being could be improved so that, I gained the trust. So once you gain the trust of people, it's easy for you to sell your ideas. The goal was very clear. The company was a loss-making one, and we needed to make profits continuously for it to turn another corner and for the benefit of the entire employees. So we started looking at the areas in which we could, make some changes. We looked at the losses which were there. We looked at the ways in which we could improve the efficiency, looked at energy conservation, looked at all the cost reduction measures, looked at the manufacturing units, what could be the new things that could be produced, looked at the market, looked at the ways in which we could consolidate in areas in which we were strong, and looked at how we could improve in areas which were weak. So that took some time, and slowly we gained the confidence of the people. And once the employees were on your side, I could sell that goal to them. The goal was very simple. As I mentioned, we needed to make continuous profits. And that is a key thing, that you have to sell the goal and then create a spirit in the employees to do something different so that you are able to make profits. So we worked on that, and 3 years, 5 years, 5 years continuously we made profits. And the key important thing is that it impacted the lives of the employees who were working there. They had not had a pay revision for a long time. The last pay revision in the company happened in 2007, and it was due in 2017, and we could not do the pay revision because the company was in continuous losses. But then come 2021, since we were doing profits for 3 years on a continuous basis, we were able to implement the pay revision for the employees. So the employees got their pay revision in 2021 after 2007. So that affected the lives of the employees, and therefore that transformation, that change could happen. So for that change to happen, as I said, you should be able to win the trust, you should be willing to take the risk, and you should be able to sell a goal to the employees, and create in them a spirit to aspire and get for that towards that goal, or move towards that goal. Another event which happened in the life of the company, which actually there's a lot of lesson to learn, is how the company managed the COVID procurement related activities. COVID came, and in February 2020, the company was suddenly thrust into the requirement of procuring PP kits, N95 masks, gloves, goggles, ventilators for the entire country. So that was a big task. HLL as a company had never procured these sort of products earlier. These were things which were new to HLL. We didn't know much about these products, so we had to research these products. We had to go, go beyond our call of normal activities and look at these products, look at the sourcing opportunities, look at the ways in which we could engage with the large number of suppliers. So that was a very tough task. But the key lesson which I learned is that if there is a tough situation and if you push hard, the people actually turn out and do a good job. So when you face a crisis, when you push people, the good of the people come out, and they really performed well. We moved from that crisis slowly. It was a difficult task. All round, we had problems. The morale was down. People were, people were down with COVID. People had to go out and work in the warehouses. And just like the medical professionals who struggled during that time, we as a company struggled because we were out in the warehouses. We were doing the logistics part, and all this had to be done under the lockdown. So when the lockdown was there and people were in their houses, there was 60, 70, 80 people who were working continuously in the office. And another key lesson with regard to such a situation which comes to any company is the fact that the company looks for a person who is able to lead from the front. Leading from the front and motivating from the front is a key way in which a crisis can be managed. So I had to be there. I had to take the responsibility. I had no other choice. So we used to come in the morning. The entire management team used to come. We used to be there in the morning 8 and leave back around 10:30, 11. We had a round-the-clock 24/7 war room sort of concept where people used to come. We arranged breakfast, lunch and dinner for the people there because the hotels were closed. And the important, again, another lesson which we learned is that, yes, you need constant motivation also for the people because the morale is down. So to motivate the people, we used to have daily meetings with them in the evening. The key management people, we used to talk to them because, when it is difficult and you go through a difficult time, the issue is that the difficulty is not for a day or two. In the case of COVID, the situation lasted for more than a year. It started in March 2020 and way down in April, May of 2021. After the second phase only, we could have some respite from that. So again, the lessons learned here in the case of COVID is that, yes, once you push, people are willing to do their best. You have to give them constant inspiration. You have to be there to lead from the front. You have to motivate them to get through this crisis, and people will do a good job. And we gave a good account. HLL gave a good account of itself during that COVID crisis. Another important event which happened in the company, which I was a part of and which I learned a lot from that, is with regard to the development of a product. We are a healthcare company and we are innovating. In fact, the tagline of HLL is innovating for healthy generations. So we do innovate and produce a large number of new products. We have a number of patents, and we have done a lot of such patent related activity. Such product creating activity over the past so many years, the last 56 years. But then when in 2020, when the COVID crisis hit us and we were in the office in 2020, towards the end of 2020, I get a letter from a person in the outskirts of Trivandrum who just said that, sir, you are a healthcare company. Can you do something for older adults, male adults who have the issue of incontinence? They find it very difficult to sleep. We are scared of sleeping in the night. Incontinence is an issue. There's a urine leakage, and we are using a large number of diapers, and we don't have enough money to buy these diapers. So then once I got the letter, just an ordinary letter which came in an envelope. So I gave it to my colleague and asked him to give this particular person a call. And the call went to this person and he said, this is the issue, we need to find a solution. We discussed with our research and development wing, and we brainstormed that. And then in 2021, again, a few other letters came requesting for the same solution, because at that time, I guess people were at home and the diaper disposals were a problem. Adult diaper disposals were a problem. So our research team looked at the problem and then looked at the solutions that were available at that point in time and decided to work on something which could work as a bag which could cover the entire genital area of a male, such that the urine could flow into a collection bag later on. So something called a urinary bag, which is unlike a condom catheter which was there earlier for such situations. So we looked at the simple designs we brought out and then tried. We worked on the product. We tried to make a mold for that. The molds were made of glass initially. The molds could not be, it was not a sustainable mold. The initial trials failed. Then we worked on the molds with the help of wooden molds were created. So wood was used to create the molds. We looked at people locally who could provide the mold. What I'm trying to give is a sense of the journey that we pass through. The journey of developing something, or the journey of managing the crisis, or journey of transforming a company is something which is very, very much interesting, and there's a lot to learn in that. So once we looked at that product, we developed a prototype, and in 21, here I want to remind you that yes, in the course of developing a product, there are a lot of small issues which are there in the population at large. They are looking at solutions. They are wanting some solution to mitigate their problem. It could be a very simple problem to all of us, but for the person who is suffering that problem, it's actually of great consequence. So for a person who is having incontinence and an adult who is more than 60, 70 or 80 years old and who has this problem, he feels that his life probably is not worth living. So that is where you need to find some solution. So there is an opportunity for people to look at the common problems which are there and then find solutions. So that opportunity is there. That is where we should look at the opportunities. Problems will come to us. We need to take that problem and find out if we can create some opportunity which will be of value. So we looked at that and we developed something called the U-Drain. U-Drain is a product which is now we are testing it in a 85-year-old male in Palghat, where we have gone, and this person used to use 7 adult diapers every day, and then the last 6 months he has not used any diaper. So that's the sort of relief which small changes you are able to give, which has a large impact on the lives of people. So this is under testing. We are actually, this product is, we have applied for the patent, Indian patent, and we are working on that. And this is the product which I would like to just show it to you. And then I hope you can see it. This is the product, this is called the U-Drain. And this is the first prototype which came up, and then the second prototype which came up, and the molds which were used were actually wooden molds to finally develop it. And when we large scale it or upscale it, probably we'll be able to produce a large number. But now these are only on trial. So this is the product, and we are applying for an Indian patent here. And this is again an event which affected the lives of some people, and hopefully in the future, the solution that we have found could affect the lives of a large number of people. So when we look at these solutions and look at the lessons that we learn from organizations, when we look at the turnaround of organizations, or we look at a crisis-like situation which we need to manage, or developing a product, here again the key thing which we want to, which I want to convey is that everywhere we need a goal. We need to have something to which we are working on. A goal is important, and once you have a goal, you need to have that spirit, a desire to achieve that goal and see it through to the end. And number 2 is that you need to have discipline. And in all these cases, we were disciplined. We needed to go in, day in and day out, we need to look at something and work on that with discipline. Only then you will be able to reach to something which will be of consequence. And at the same time, you need to measure your goals. Measuring what matters is something which is key. I was very keen that this product should not take more than 2 years to be developed. So we started in 21, and in 23, I could give it as a pilot. It's the effort which the team has put in, which has ultimately resulted. But what I want to convey is that as all of you, there is an opportunity to do something different, and there is an opportunity for you to do something of substance which can affect the lives or of people, and for that you need to make small beginnings, but small beginnings will help you to do larger things in your life. So let us have a goal. I would encourage all of you to have a goal and have a vision and be motivated and disciplined, and discipline is the key, as I said. And at the end of the day, you will be able to do something of substance which will impact the lives of people who are with you and the people around you. So with this, I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much. Best wishes to all of you.